Oh, it's got French flaps. Got French flaps and has French flaps. Don't know why I get so excited about French flaps. They're literally just a fold of cardboard. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and I love to talk about books. And today, as you might notice, I am filming on location. I've just been out for lunch with one of my friends, and we've got kids at the same school but they're in different classes, and she got a phone call from the school to say that her kids' class were all being sent home because they have to self-isolate because someone's got COVID. So I've got like 40 minutes to kill before my son gets out of school, so I figured I'll just do my Shelf Indulgence video from the car. I look a bit clammy, it's absolutely roasting. I thought it would be cooler in the car, but this street is not as shady as I thought it was going to be. But it is what it is, at least I'm getting this filmed. Oh yeah, I'll start with something a little bit different because I've only just recently done a book haul. The amount of books I've bought or been given this year is insane. I'm definitely going to have to put myself on a book buying ban, but the reason I'm going to do these now in like a mini haul is because I'm planning on taking my kids away on a camping trip, and I decided to book somewhere down in Newton Stewart so I can go into Wigton, which is the Scottish book town. So if you've been kicking around my channel for a while, you might remember when I went to Wales last year. God, was that only last year? It feels like forever ago. I took you on a little vlog tour of Hay-on-Wye, which is the Welsh book town. So Wigton is the Scottish equivalent, and I'll be going there, and definitely there will be no book buying ban going on that particular trip, but maybe after Wigton I'll put myself on a book buying ban. But I'm assuming I will have a big book haul after that trip, so I thought I would just do a mini haul of the books I've picked up, because after she'd left I just kind of wandered around the shops a bit and went to one of the charity shops here, and I got 3 books. So the first one I got was it's a Jhumpa Lahiri novel, one which I don't think I've heard of before. This is The Unaccustomed Earth. And what's it about? Yeah, it intrigued me because it's beginning in America and spilling back over memories and generations to India. Unaccustomed Earth explores the heart of family life and the immigrant experience. Oh no, it's short stories, 8 luminous stories, longer and richer than any Jhumpa Lahiri has yet written. Take us from America to Europe, India and Thailand as they follow new lives forged in the wake of loss. Out of the 3 Jhumpa Lahiri books that I have read, Interpreter of Maladies, which is also a short story collection, is by far my favourite. So this one excites me. I'd actually just picked it up because India, heart of family life and immigrant, sorry, a van just drove past, and the immigrant experience. So all of that just sounds yummy. And then this one is a definite booktube purchase, because I've never heard of this author, and I've watched a few videos recently. I've been trying to look at the channels of people who have subscribed to my channel, because I'm an idiot and didn't realise that I could see who'd subscribed to my channel. I can't remember whose channel was talking about this in their mid-year freak out tag. I'll put it on the screen, but she'd said that this author is one of her favourites, and I had heard this book discussed before, and so I saw it and I thought I'll give it a go. So this is Tales of the City by Armistead Maupin. I think that's how you pronounce it. Apparently this is the first in a series, so if I like it, I'll maybe look out for the other books. And it's about a naive young secretary who forsakes Cleveland for San Francisco, tumbling headlong into a brave new world of laundromat Lotharios, cutthroat debutantes, and jockey shorts dance contests. The saga that ensues is manic, romantic, tawdry, touching, and outrageous. They liked it. Other people have liked it. So maybe I will too. And then, in fact, this one's, oh, it's got French flaps. It's got French flaps. So this one is also a booktube purchase, because I know this one's a bit divisive. I think some people really like it and other people don't. I know Emma from Drinking by My Shelf was reading it. I can't remember what she thought of it. I've heard other people talk about it as well, but this is My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante, and has French flaps. I don't know why I get so excited about French flaps. They're literally just a fold of cardboard. And I kind of have a vague idea what this one's about. Sorry, I'm reading all the synopsis from the book, so it's a bit lazy of me, but I've literally just picked these up and didn't really look at them very hard in the shop. From one of Italy's most acclaimed authors comes this ravishing and generous-hearted novel about a friendship that lasts a lifetime. The story of Elena and Lila begins in the 1950s in a poor but vibrant neighbourhood on the outskirts of Naples. Growing up on these tough streets, the two girls learn to rely on each other ahead of anyone or anything else, as their friendship, beautifully and meticulously rendered, becomes a not always perfect shelter from hardship. I love stories about female friendship. It's something I really value in my life, is my girls, my group of girls, and you know, I've had an incredibly tough couple of years, and I would not have got through it without, well, my family as well, but my girls and my boy, who is my best bookish friend. Yeah, I just think that friendship is a massively important part of my life. So I want to read a book about friendship. So there's a mini book haul for you, a nice little surprise. I wasn't planning on doing one. Oh my god, I'm so hot. The sweat is literally trickling down the back of my neck. I really hope it doesn't look quite so sweaty on camera. Scotland, man, what is going on? Not that I'm complaining, just it would be nice to be a bit more comfortable. So back to more regularly scheduled Shelf Indulgence stuff. What have I been reading? Well, last night I finished a book that wasn't on my TBR and that I hadn't mentioned here at all. Last year I read the first Ambrose Parry book in the, I think it's called like the Raven and Fisher series, and it was called The Way of All Flesh. That took me ages to think of. The Way of All Flesh. And you guys know I'm not like a series reader. I'm not generally into things like thrillers and mysteries. Like I'll pick them up occasionally, but not very often. But I was excited to read this one because this series is set in Edinburgh in like the 1800s, and it focuses on a young obstetrician. Well, he's a doctor, so he does other things as well, but he is primarily an obstetrician, and it just sounded great. So Ambrose Parry is an author name for a writing duo, and it's husband and wife, Christopher Brockmire, and it's terrible, I never remember his wife's name, but only because I've read Christopher Brockmire before and I knew of him before I heard that he was Ambrose Parry. He's an author, but I think his wife's like an anaesthetist or something like that. So they've kind of, you can see where they're drawing the two things from. And I just thought it sounded really interesting, and so I picked up the first book, The Way of All Flesh, loved it. And then on NetGalley, the third book came up for request, and I got approved for that. And I don't necessarily know if you have to read them in order. So I wasn't going to read this second one, I was just going to go on to the third. But then I saw that the audiobook of this was available on my library app, so because I'd just come out of reading an audiobook and had like I'd zoomed through the book that I was reading with the audiobook, I thought I would give this one a go as well, because I am trying to boost my reading numbers. I really hope the video picked that up. That was one pissed off little girl. What was I saying? Yeah, like after my reading slump, I really want to make up some book numbers, and audiobooks are really helping me at the moment, so I thought I would just add that, and I've zoomed through this one. So this one's called The Art of Dying, and in this one we see Will Raven, who's the obstetrician. He's returned to Edinburgh because between the first and the second book he's gone on to do some more medical training in Europe. But then the mystery and the murder in this is we hear from the murderer, right from the very beginning, she's telling us her story. She's explaining why she's killed people and how she's done it, but we don't know who she is at first. And through their work with the famous Dr. Simpson, they start to notice a pattern of deaths and start to piece together that something isn't quite right. And then the hunt is on for this killer. So yeah, it's so good. It's really dark. Probably not for you if you're squeamish, because there is a lot of quite graphic descriptions of medical procedures, particularly obstetrics, like maternity stuff, which it's the 1800s in Edinburgh. They don't always go very well for the women involved, but it's really good. Like, I love the writing. I think the writing is fantastic, and it's just so dark and really enjoyable, and I'm really looking forward to the third one. I think this is a series that I could, you know, stay on top of and follow through, which has hardly ever happened to me in my adult reading life, so that's exciting. I also finished one of my books for the Booktube Prize, or maybe two. I'm trying to think, when I did my last Shelf Indulgence, had I finished Our Bodies, Their Battlefield? If not, I finished that, and I've also finished now the Address book. Can't talk about either of them until the scores are in, and then I can tell you what I thought of them. But I finished those, and my other, well, one of them I've got on my Kindle. I've got The Dead Are Arising on my Kindle, and the other two I've ordered. They just arrived as I was leaving the house for lunch today, which are Notes on a Silencing by Lacey something. I don't know. I'll put that on the screen, and I'm definitely going to butcher this title, so I'll put it on the screen as well. The Giants, the Dragon, the Woman, which is a memoir by Wayatu Moore. So I'll be getting stuck into those, which does lead us nicely onto what I will be reading. Or no, because I've skipped what I am reading. So finished Ambrose Parry last night, and got started on Taylor Jenkins Reid's Malibu Rising. I've never read any of Taylor Jenkins Reid's other books. I know that, like, people peed their pants over Daisy Jones and the Six, and people have really loved Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'm reserving judgment on Malibu Rising. I'm really not that far into it. I think I'm about 30% into it. Some of it's annoying me already. Like, could we just stop describing people's bodies? I really don't care what they look like, unless it's particularly relevant. I don't care how toned or taut a woman's body is. Like, I don't think it's relevant to the story. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm gonna love this writer as much as other people have, but we'll see. This is set in the 80s, around this kind of big family. I think, like, the dad was a famous singer, and then this is about the four siblings who are all kind of 20 odd, and I think they're famous for, like, being models and surfers and stuff, and every year they throw this big party where all these celebrities come, and I think something dramatic happens at this party, and I think their house burns down, which could be interesting. It's a NetGalley, so I will continue on with it, but yeah, I'm not peeing my pants. And then next I'll be getting onto my first ever buddy read with Trevor Noah's Born a Crime, with Scott over at Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, and I'll probably pick up one of the next books for the Booktube Prize as well. So that's what I've been reading. I better check the time, actually, in case I fail to pick my kid up from school. It's alright, he's literally around the corner. So watching. Not a lot of watching, actually. Oh no, there was. So me and my son had obviously finished Line of Duty, and we were looking for something else to watch, and we came across this thing on the BBC iPlayer called Time. It's got Sean Bean in it, and it's about a middle-aged man who is, the whole thing's set in a prison. He's going to jail for the first time in his life, and it's basically just about how awful prison is for prisoners, but also for the staff, and it's really, really good. It's only 3 episodes, which I wish more things were short like that, because commitment to television is just not one of my favourite things. Like, I just want a good story and I want it well done, and that's what this was. It was heartbreaking, actually fucking heartbreaking, and just really grim, which maybe doesn't sound like I'm selling it to you, but it's a BBC drama. They're always pretty good. Like, they're really well shot, storyline's great, acting's great, just check it out. We don't have anything else lined up though, and of course I haven't made any progress on any of the things that I said I was going to make progress on. And I do think that's probably going to remain the case for this week, because I've taken a week off work to try and get knuckled down on my master's thesis, which needs to be in for September and which I have done nothing for. Yeah, I'm freaking out a bit about that because it's Tuesday already and I've literally only just really refined. I had to change my research question because I work full-time and everything, and I've had all this other shit going on this year. I spoke to my advisor and we've decided, rather than the full-scale quantitative research approach that I was going to take, I don't have time to do that anymore. I don't even have time to get it through ethics. So I'm just doing a systematic review, which sounds like it's going to be like so much easier, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. I feel like I'm limping towards the finish line of this master's and I just want it done. So I'm probably going to have to sacrifice quite a lot of reading time to read academic journals. And I don't think you want an update on those. So, I mean, I'll do my Shelf Indulgence video next week, but it's probably going to be a short one. Yeah, so that's about that. Other things going on in life. I said I was going to have a quiet weekend of reading and television last weekend. I forgot I bought my kids a new swing set for the garden. I literally spent all the time I didn't have the kids putting that together and concreting it into the ground. So there was very little reading or anything that got done last weekend. And this weekend I got a big drinking day on Saturday because two of my friends are having birthdays. So one of them's having like a thing in the garden, which is probably going to go on until late at night, but I'm going to go along for the afternoon because then I'm going out for another friend's birthday. We're going out to a cocktail bar she's picked to celebrate that as well. So it's a shame I'm not coming back in the middle of those two, because I would film a little video for you all, because I know Ange from Ange's Book Chatter loves a drunk Sarah. Yeah, I think drunk videos are more fun to film, but I think I'll just be going straight from one party to another. But I promise you, and if I do come home in the middle to kind of freshen up and fix my hair and stuff like that, I will film a Shelf Indulgence video while I've had a skinful. But my phone is freaking out. It keeps telling me it's overheating, and I think the school bell's about to ring anyway, so I will finish up here. So I will see you on Saturday, where I'll be wrapping up what I read in June. Spoiler, much more than I read in May. So until then, bye. Oh, sorry, the seagulls now want to join in. Welcome to my town.